Respected Vijay Kelkar sir, Maselkar sir, and esteemed members of Pune International Center, and all the esteemed August gathering today who could be here till this time. It's a wonderful opportunity for me to be here this day, and I was very much looking forward to hear all the social innovations, and it's a I'm very thankful to PIC for having me given this dais to speak on social stock exchange, for which I had received lots of innovative ideas when we were designing social stock exchange. So given that a huge contribution from here, I am very thankful for that also. Now given the topic which I had thought of, I had just thought of speaking from the dais just like that, but today a lot of questions had come on social stock exchange, but I'll not take much time, just I'm taking my watch out so that I can maintain my time. And now given that we all understand that yes, social problems are difficult, and it's there, but yeah. Now we understand that can I have a mic or something? Now I'm comfortable. Now, yes, we understand that social problems are complex. So given that now what we have seen that the problem with NPOs, non-profit organizations, and even for-profit organizations who are onto social thing, the consistent funding is difficult and continuous funding is even more challenging. We understand that. And creating a narrative is something like social currency. Now I'm talking today about social currency. Yeah. So that is the narrative, and if one need to build the sector, social sector, is the currency that matters. So that is what exactly the social stock exchange is trying to do. Today we talked a lot about such issues, and eventually every presentation, whether it was tribal innovation, rural innovation, urban innovation, ultimately they had a small, at the end they say we need this much of fund, we need this much of support. So that they could tell because they could create a narrative after so much of, pitching in and all this. So yes, so given that now, and at the same time we all understand how much of compliances are increasing day by day. It's sometimes the NPOs are in big dilemma whether I should go to work in the field or I should be like a babu, always trying to make compliances done. Basically it's a now it's difficult. And at the same time now what I really feel I could see by closely working with the sector is that it's the social sector people who are involved, they want to make impact, but there is an invisible glass ceiling. Why? Because they themselves are not very sure that the funding will be continuous. So ultimately what is happening, we could see even earlier CSR project were like that only. It's only input and output. It's not their fault. It's the fault of the system basically. Why we have not built the system to that they can vouch for impact. So now that needs to be seen. It's very important. At the same time, because of self-doubt of committing impact, although they wish to, they want to, but they say that yes, I should limit like this much, although I want to be there. So this is always there. And also from the donor's perspective, yes, from donors, if they understand the signing check is not an issue, but they always, they think that, will the implementation happen in its true sense? And also, the due diligence part, they always think that who will do this due diligence? Yeah, and at the same time, I have money, but I don't have wherewithal to on this due diligence part. And also, now once this social stock exchange came in, they think that in the initial phase, transition phase, it always happens that, although I donate through social stock exchange, but what extra I'm getting from, there, basically, what assurance. So these type of thing, although, and also from the NPO side also, who already are well connected, to the donors, because of their credibility, their, they understand, and they have a fine tune to receive funds on and on. They also think that, my niche is quite safe, but why should I, build my narrative in the SSC? So these type of challenges which we are facing, these also I am telling. Now, this one, in terms of democratizing, creating trust, accountability and transparency, how it will be doing, that I will just relate. And also, here in social stock exchange, it is difficult to start with, basically, because obviously one has to undergo through a process to build that. And how that process, in terms of the compliances that needs to be done. At the same time, the type of narrative building, it starts right from the project proposal itself. It is getting established. So now the distinct recognition in public platform, that will be once you are on boarded and you are listed with certain projects, then your narrative building will be on and on, basically. And at the same time, the investors, whether they are institutional investors or retail investors, it's like a crowdfunding platform where every investor can come in and invest. And at the same time, we can do multiple listing also. It's not like CSR. If you find that I have a project that I want to attain the education of girl child, 20,000 girl child, and they say that, yes, I am doing now in the first lakh 4,000. So yes, and if you keep on establishing it, then you can simultaneously keep on, undergo through the process of listing. Yes, because it's an e-platform, it's geography agnostic and related to market access, that is important. But also at the same time, the investing with various expectation from environmental and financial return. This is something like, the mix and match of the last session which we had on impact funding. Though you can mix and match various types of impact funding instruments to move on, because it is giving space for NPOs also, and it is giving space for profit organizations also. And we expect that, yes, the small donations, traditional donations keeps on happening, and it is expected that it will not disturb much the traditional donations, but it will something like catapult the type of organized donations with greater credibility for the NPOs to enter and to move on with the process. Now, please don't, just 4 things underlined is important. Capital market closer to the masses for inclusive growth and financial inclusion. This is an electronic fundraising platform under the regulatory ambit of SEBI. I'm just, because here the audience wanted to know, so I brought this slide. This was the announcement of Finance Minister in 2019. I'm just giving this one. The social stock exchange globally, there are social stock exchange, but many of them are not very successful also. So it is only in Canada, Jamaica and Singapore. They are working fine, and mostly for profit organizations are onto this one. So why India should succeed even when others have not been very successful or successful to some extent? Here the difference is the government has taken the lead. Others are something like the consortium of social impact investors and many social organizations. They have come to attend this one, and it has something is active participation of government is something we learned a lot through this two working group, and what has felt across globally and learn from there. And that's why SEBI was given this in terms of governance, framework and ecosystem, and there's a foolproof marketplace, not only matchmaking, but instruments for fundraising also. And yes, a piece of social audit is there to establish and sustain the credibility of social enterprises, and there is a capacity building fund also. It has been given, and I'll tell about this zero coupon, zero principle. It's mostly for the non-profit organizations. Now, active participation of the government, I told this one. Now, the freedom, total freedom to social enterprises to work for outcome. You just have to be on your own. You have to tell that this is what I want to achieve, and I need for 1 year, 2 year to 7 year, whatever. But it's up to you. And even the social impact assessors, it is the NPOs or it is the for-profit social enterprises who are going to choose, they will be my auditors. So given these type of space, and given the type of multiple funding you can have, given whatever the space given is very vast, and day in and day out as advisors we try how to get this ease of business organized done. And I can also tell, because government has given that to SEBI, working with SEBI for us, like us, it's also because they are tuned to certain aspects of, funding, financing, we all know basically the rigorous process of war. But at the same time, to make them understand the social social aspect, and work with them is challenging, but it's also very interesting, how we can convert the organizations like social stock exchanges, NSE and BSE, into this foray. So this is what we are doing is they want something exactly like in finance. So what we have done, we have followed theory of change and logic model, and there also what we have done, we have to look into the the ease of doing business, especially for NPOs also. So in the initial phase, while making the project, while adopting logic model in all this framework thing, we have simply told that between funder and fundee, you kindly be very clear on key performance indicators. Yeah. And you don't move, kindly don't move from normally, what we have seen from most of the non-profit organizations, they are moving from input to outcome to impact. Now, it becomes, then we'll be losing, woods for the trees, basically. It's very important. One has to move from impact and see, what will be an overall outcome at the end of the day. And most of the NPOs they are vouching for impact. Now we are telling them it's not for you to vouch an impact. It's only overall outcome you have to vouch for, because the time and money you have been given is, you have to be measurable in terms of you cannot be so whatever you want, then for moving from outcome, overall outcome, intermediate outcome, output to input. Kindly remind me if I'm, how much time? Okay. I've got now 10 minutes. Now moving from this one, now for KPIs, once you have set KPIs, and we have told them that, because see, the social auditors are also there. So given that, you know, in the project making, while you are planning, in your this one draft fundraising documents also, if you are clear on KPIs, then it becomes very clear. There will not be any you know, confusions on the way. Basically, the transactions will be easier. And now that KPI also, we have clearly told them that has to be objectively verifiable. Objectively verifiable, and means of verification also needs to be clear. It could be measurable or non-measurable. Sometimes non-measurable indicators are very good. Which measurable indicators can't be in the social space. So these type of, so given these type of clarity between, you know, funder, fundee, and all the stakeholders involved, and now I'm going to tell about the social impact assessors. So now social impact assessors can be from any space. Mostly now people, the professionals from ICI, ICMAI, and ICSI. Company secretaries and company cost accountant, management accountants, and this one. These people, the professionals from here, they have come, they have taken the training, and one NSCI training certification is there. So with that certification, they are certified social impact assessors. We are not telling auditors, because it's an assessment, it's a learning process from both the end. They are also learning a lot. So a lot of these you know, challenges, but a lot of opportunities are also there. And from the social field also, people who are in development sector also, who have worked for 6 years, if they are postgraduate, and for 3 years if they are a postgraduate from the social field, and who have worked in the field for 6 years, who are graduates, they can also take exam and become social impact assessors. Now only 3 self-regulated organizations, these 3 organizations are there: ICMI, ICSI, and ICI. But other from social field, social institutions can also become self-regulatory organizations in time to come. So these type of ecosystem, it's becoming there. Now I'm coming up into this zero coupon, zero principal bond to entertain donation. Now zero coupon, I'll explain zero coupon because it doesn't have an interest and principal is not written. Yeah, so that's why it is called zero principal, zero coupon, zero principal. Only thing this investment, this funding wants is you have to show the impact. What impact? Based on the KPIs. And we have already told to NPOs also, you kindly fix your external KPIs, which will be only done by the external auditors, third-party auditors. And your internal KPI, which will support external KPI, have to be your own. And they are not liable to, you know, check that one basically, because we want to bring down the cost of evaluation. Yeah, transaction cost has to be less. Only then the funding and whatever it comes from the donor, it will go in the right place. Otherwise, it will when the overhead cost becomes costly, then very less will trickle down where it really matters. Now, what I feel and what we feel that government is bent upon to, you know, make this successful, but at the same time there are challenges. And why I am telling that, government has you know, jumped so much of regulatory hurdles in their own ICD and LODR regulations. So coming to the NPOs, what we could find that you know, the Indian Million Mission report says that 19,000 have the potential of coming to social stock exchange as per the reporting standards they are maintaining right now. Yeah, and At the same time, the non-profit enterprises, although they were a part of system, but they were not obvious part of the the processes, the market, the type of taking the social value evaluated by the market and get paid for what they are being done, and creating social currency out of the whatever financial investment that is going into the process. And this is just now coming to the whatever the current status is. First, the NPOs, non-profit organization. Why I'm telling mostly on NPOs, and what I have come for today is I wanted to see, because now for-profit entities is very important now, because it took a lot of our energy to build the system for NPOs. Now system is mostly built. Now, currently we are doing again notification changes for whatever SEBI had done, and circular change also. With that, our exercise for NPOs is mostly now at a comfortable stage, basically. Now it will be floated publicly maybe within next week or so, basically, for public opinion. Now with NPOs, now there are 144 registrations have done, and 10 projects have been listed worth 22.37 crores, and mostly skill, education, entrepreneurship, livelihood, culture promotion, against sexual abuse is also there, and 8 projects are in pipeline worth 22 crore rupees right now. So now coming to the primacy of social intent, it has followed CSR, but as far as I see this center is concerned, I think there's a lot to contribute. Mostly I have painted in blue color. Yes, hunger, poverty, malnutrition is there, but at the same time, the type of innovation I just overheard today sitting there, and just try to make it in different colors, basically. And I just compared with CSR also. In the next slide, I'm just taking just forward, with everyone's permission. So now for CSR, all these black ones are getting looked after by CSR, because I could overhear one CSR session also, but all the green ones are something, it's not there in CSR. So at the same time, CSR tells things very, sometimes it becomes very difficult to decipher. Here, things are told very pertinently and what clearly and quite upfrontly, basically. So that way, especially for NPOs, our communication have to be clear and loud. So that's what we try to do. In all our notifications also, we try a lot to be direct, basically, in terms of our communication. So this is something like where this not-for-profit and for-profit organization, trust society, Section 8 company. Here, any profit enterprises can in for-profit this one. And NPO registration and guideline. Here, no registration is required, since it's already, all these reporting requirements are covered under Companies Act. And teams of NPO security listing, zero coupon, zero principal instrument, and social impact bond and mutual fund. So social impact bond and mutual fund we have not tried. Mostly this, to practice this zero coupon, zero principal, a new instrument itself was taking time for, it's a total donation, basically, yeah. So all institutional, non-institutional, retail investors can come here, but here in FPE as normal, like equity, debt, and social impact bond, they will be applicable. Now, corporate foundation, political and religious organization, professional trade organization, infrastructure housing companies, except affordable housing, shall not be eligible to be defined as social enterprise. And what does it tell about government-initiated autonomous bodies? Supporting incubators of social enterprises permissible, having social intent. and it will include the activities making contribution to incubators of research development projects in science, technology, engineering, and medicine. Now we have included in the which will be coming social innovation also, social science also. So that was left out, and funded by center. This is something to relate with the support to social, all the research organizations which this PICs mostly, they work with. Now, coming to for profit, I have already, I need not repeat, I think. Now, this is something like issue subscription, just to give an idea of, I have taken one example of Swadesh Foundation. This is something, actually Swadesh was not very low, but I just thought that making, because it's quite difficult for them also to share. But I requested them, and now you can see 2 lakh ticket size, 70 donors had come. Huh? Less than 2 lakh, about 0.45 crore, and more than 2 lakh, 54 donors had come, 9.5 crores. 10 crore fundraise the participation of individual for diverse segment, corporate world, Infosys, the SDFC chairman, then this one, startup, Zerodas, and Mentors, and Lenskart had come, and some people from this film industry had also participated in this one in subscription. That means I just wanted to. All right, sir. Sir is also there. Thank you.
Small investments. Still merits a name there.
Yeah. Actually, I just thought that I requested them just to give a hang of, the profile of investment that is coming. I just requested them, and they shared with me quite reluctantly, but it's okay. So this is any questions, answer. I don't know whether time permits or not, but this is it. I had more, but it's okay. Yeah. Thank you very much. Questions, anything? Yeah. Yeah. You can take this one. No, I don't.
Thank you for your initiatives. By the way, the Venture Center is the first incubator on the social stock exchange, Bombay Stock Exchange, and registered right now, right? So, so I just wanted to understand, there are restrictions on, for example, foreign funding. There are restrictions on, CSR is different. This is not likely to come through this route. I understand now there are ATG kind of donation benefits coming up and so on. But I think it's very difficult for people who are listening to understand what is the advantage of the zero coupon, zero principle compared to, say, a platform which crowdsources, like, say, Give India and so on and so forth. So what is the difference there, and what is the value proposition in such cases? Because many NPOs can raise money through such platforms also.
Yeah, yes. Very good question. This is something, the crowdfunding platform, Give India, they are doing well, and they are doing in their own, or whatever, their own ecosystem. But given this one, what I feel is that, you are something in a larger platform where you can have, and government, so you can mix and match with government funds also in times to come. At the same time, the CSR fund also, we are trying a lot now. I think government will be sooner will be ready to some part of CSR fund also get routed through this exchange. So ultimately, what I think the government wants is that whatever transaction from happen in the social funding space, it's not to encroach with any other like Give India platform or any other, but to formalize giving and to create social currency in real sense. somewhere there has to be a platform with a lot of credibility established, which people can understand and have faith. So this is something which I feel that given the space and given the type of space that has been given to the NPOs totally, we try a lot that, the ball should be with the NPOs basically, because they are going to perform and they are the one who need to set the KPIs. It should not be a solution driven principle, as you said. It has to be we are not going for scale. We are going, you decide whether it's a niche problem, the depth of the problem. What I can say is the depth of the problem needs to be understood, even if it is very niche problem. So this is the approach we are following. Maybe I parted a little bit after your question, but at the same, the way the space that is been given for the stakeholders to play, and the way we are trying, let us hope. I cannot vouch for, but let us hope that things will, take a shape so that people get a reliable platform to work and transact for a social cause, greater social cause. Thank you.
Foreign funding be open?
Foreign funding also after let us see first the CSR, then certainly our next step will be foreign funding. But I cannot say right at this point foreign funding, but for CSR, yes, a lot of effort is going on to make it happen. Yes.
In the slides you mentioned that there are only 140 NGOs that have registered on the platform yet. So there's so many NGOs out there and they seek real funds. So why do you feel it's only 140 numbers? It's been 5 years that SSC has been in place. And in recent past, it has got some momentum, but it's only 140 numbers and 10 NGOs have got the funding.
Yeah.
So what's the reason and how can we expand that reach?
Yeah, very good question. Thank you. Now, this is, I can say that the announcement made was in July 2019. And they were, because it was a very new thing for this SEBI also, na? So given that first a working group was formed. In the working group, they decided in principle, what to do and how we can go for. They developed a broader outline. Then after, I think by 22, the another technical, in 2021, another group was formed. That was technical group. That technical group worked out nitty-gritties of the transaction part of the exchange, and based on the report of the working group, in October 2022, the social stock exchange notification was done. Okay, and in this notification also, obviously, people started with that notification. We could observe that, did it really meet the social end? Was there any, what are the problems that is coming in terms of, ease of doing business, in terms of understanding the real social value, creating social currency very distinctively. That can create the narrative of the sector. See, social people, they don't have, पैसे तो देना नहीं है, पर सोशल करेंसी कैसे क्रिएट करके पूरे सेक्टर का नैरेटिव क्रिएट हो सकता है, इसमें प्रोसेसेस में बहुत ध्यान देके रखा है. जैसे इम्पैक्ट इवैल्यूएशन होगा, असेसमेंट होगा, इम्पैक्ट तो नहीं बोलेंगे, आउटकम असेसमेंट है ना. आउटकम असेसमेंट में भी वी हैव केप्ट अ सेपरेट बजट एंड नॉलेज मैनेजमेंट. Whatever NPOs bring out, it has to be explicitly spread across. And because the social innovation need to be propagated. If NGO cannot get that space to propagate social innovations after getting the social evaluation done, so what is the narrative of the sector cannot be created. So the space has been given to flourish, the social sector, by all this. And also I can cite the example of creating a withdrawal strategy, pre-project implementation fund. There is hardly pre-project implementation fund, where you need fund for to select staff, to do baseline, to do many more things which goes into making the quality happen in times to come. And also the pre-project and planning itself has to be clear on the withdrawal protocol. Withdrawal protocol means at the same time, at different stages, how the project will plan for the sustainable strategy, sustainability and growth. So these type of instruments have been put in between. So a lot of thinking. Obviously, all those have taken time, but once a robust framework gets established, I can say that whatever space has been given to the social sector to grow and to decide for themselves what they want to do, who will be their evaluators, and how they would like to be create the narrative for the sector, for the growth of the sector, that has been planned for in exchange. So that must have taken a little time, but now people are coming, and yes, I can say that initially NPOs might find it a little difficult, and it will come a little costly also, but we are trying a lot to go into now plug and pay mode, all these apps and all, to make the ease of registration done also, and cost will also may come down a little bit. Thank you.